You know what? We already have Separating the Seas on the line, so we're going to talk to them right now. Hey, what's up? You guys there?
Yeah.
Hey, what is up? Welcome to the Metal Mixtape here on KSKQ in Southern Oregon and around the world. We are talking to Separating the Seas from Bend, Oregon. What is up, my brothers?
Hello. Hey, Mom. How you doing? Nothing much, man. How are you doing?
Dude, I am doing fantastic, honestly, especially with like this whole COVID thing going on. Coming to the radio has become such a huge blessing because I'm still able to support local music and just artists, and it's become a real gift, man. You know, so I look forward to this Thursday, and I get to talk to awesome bands like you, dude. So how could it not be awesome? You know what I mean?
Thank you, Drew. We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Dude, I appreciate you guys, dude. I remember the first time, well, honestly, I've known of you guys for a couple of years now, just because, like, you know, Separating the Seas, I believe I saw you guys when you guys did that huge tour with Insight. I think you guys played, like, the Phoenix Clubhouse, and you guys absolutely destroyed it. And then and then I decided to listen to your guys' discography, and I remember I was like at the gym, and I like messaged Forrest, and I was like, dude, this stuff's freaking awesome, dude. That song Every Rise and Every Fall, it's like so catchy, dude. You know. Yeah, so yeah, I was definitely like, you know, like hitting my max on a bench press while I was messaging you. I was like, dude, brother, that's so cool, brother. Oh my god.
I'm just glad somebody's hitting their max. I've been at home playing video games.
That is so awesome, dude. So, since I last talked to you guys, actually, well, I haven't really talked to you guys, but I talked to Forrest. You guys have been going through a bunch of changes. So I know you guys got a bunch of announcements. So before we get into all these announcements and changes, why doesn't everybody in the band introduce themselves and what they do in the band?
Of course. So I guess I'll start. So my name's Forrest. I'm the vocalist / dad dancer for the band Separating the Seas.
Nice.
Oh man, I am Cody. I play the guitar, sing a little bit along as well. Good time. I like it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm Travis. I was in the band for a few years, and then I dropped out to just finish my education, get my degree, and I sat at home looking at our old live footage and started crying because I miss playing live music, and I begged to be back in the band, and here I am, and I'm the bassist.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hey, I like that, man. Hey, there's nothing like playing live music, bro, so I'm totally for it.
And my name is Brady. I'm Forrest's brother, and I make all the corresponding dad jokes to his dad dancing. And, they're bad. But I'm the drummer.
Dude, that is awesome, dude. And again, to all the listeners out there, we're listening to Separating the Seas here on the Metal Mixtape. So, you know what? I absolutely love your music. You guys are a really hardworking band, and you know, with every fall there's a rise, dude. So I want to, before we get into like the itty gritty, I want to hear some of your guys' announcements because yeah, that's first and foremost. So Forrest, you want to take the lead or what's up?
Oh, for sure. All right, let's see here. So first honest announcement is this lineup. It took when we went through this lineup change, it was Cody and I were the only ones left in the band, and we had this really kind of groundbreaking moment of like, what do we do? Like, do we continue this on? Do we do our own separate thing? I think they can hear me all right.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good.
All right. And it just, you know, Cody and I kind of sat for like a week and a half and just really weighed like what the pros and cons were of like continuing on and whatnot. And once we realized that, like, you know, this band has so much more life in it, there's so much more that we want to do with this name, there's so many people we'd be letting down if we changed, if we went our separate ways, you know, that's kind of what got us to keep going. So my brother and I, we grew up playing music together, and he was gone for about 4 years, and once he came back, we lost our drummer and our other guitarist. It was like the perfect timing, and then found him, got him kind of on board with things, and then Travis has hit us up, and we took him back in, and it was I don't know. We've been working on some new music. We've got an album that is really ready to, I think, really ready for you guys to hear it. We've been sitting on some music now for, what do you think, Cody? Like 2 years now?
Oh my gosh, it's been way too long. Long enough for me to be sick of these songs already.
Yeah, they are our best work, but man, we have been sitting on them for way too long, and we are just ready.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They are.
Like, really honestly, like, immediately after Every Rise, Every Fall came out, I started writing this new album that we have ready to go. And it started writing it, like, off and on for, like, a year and a half, and then we started recording it. And then now, with the whole member change, we had to kind of, like, prolong the process of getting all the finals recorded. So we have all, like, the demos, everything's written to go. We just need to track it and release it.
Dude, that's awesome, man. And I always love the no quit mentality, dude. And I honor you guys for doing that, because it isn't easy just to keep going sometimes, just because you put so much work in, and like you hit like the certain level, and then you have to, it's almost like you have to start from the ground up again, and build the hype again. And dude, I applaud you for the no quit mentality, because it's super hard. And I know myself, with my band, me and my guitar player were the only ones left, and we went through a huge change ourselves. And so I honor you guys for that, because I know mentally it's a struggle, because everything's going, then all of a sudden you hit this wall, and you're just like, it's like, do I just barrel through it, or do I just call it? And dude, I can't wait for you guys' new stuff, because because your music's just killer, dude. So
Yeah.
So how is it transitioning, like the new members, like you guys coming in, like do you guys all have similar styles, so it's super easy, or is the new Separating the Seas gonna have like a new flavor that we don't know about?
There's definitely gonna be a new flavor. Cody Cody's one of my favorite guitar players, and that's why one of the reasons I love being in this band. And Forrest is one of my favorite vocalists, and getting to know Brady, I haven't been around him as much as any of the other members, because I used to be in the band, or I am currently, but but the new music definitely has a new flavor, and it's I guess it's really fun to be able to step up to the plate and put in the work. I mean, the practice space has been exploding.
Yeah, that's right.
No, dude.
But the transition for me isn't as hard, but I'd like to hear, Brady, because I've never worked with Brady before, and coming in as a drummer he's been absolutely killing it, but he definitely has more of the word on how the transition's been.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Personally, I hadn't played music extensively for, like Forrest said, about 4 years. So getting back into it was kind of a struggle at first, especially since my style differed a lot until I joined up with the Seas. So
how did your style differ? Quick side question.
Into that kind of thrashy, a lot of the heavier stuff.
Okay.
And joining up with these guys, it's a lot more technical. Definitely a change. I think I'm getting into it. It's been a lot of fun, but question mark.
Well,
No question mark on that. Brady is the most excited at every practice. He's
that's the 80.
However he makes it seem, he's been absolutely killing it. Yeah, we cannot be more proud of him.
Yeah, don't listen to him. He doesn't have a gun to his head or anything like that.
well, dude. Yeah, dude. Introducing a drummer to a band is like it's a completely different level, because I feel like the drummer dictates how heavy or how soft a guitar riff is. Because I know you can play one guitar riff and add 10 different drummers behind it, and the song would sound completely different each time. So,
Very true.
You know what I mean? So
Brady has a lot of energy, so it brings it. So we're very happy.
Hey man, I think honestly, dude, high energy drummers are like my favorite, bro. You know, you see somebody over there just slamming it, dude, and I think that's brutal, dude. And dude, that's freaking awesome, dude. And that's awesome. Like everybody in the band has like their chemistry and stuff. So I know that you guys were sitting on all this music prior to like every rise and every fall, you know, or like after. What kind of direction are you guys planning to take after you play all the music that you've had written before? Like, how are you guys gonna go about the songwriting? Is that too hard of a question?
I'm actually really excited for that. Usually, like, I mean, the songwriting process since I joined was like, our old drummer Cameron Joyce was very talented producing wise, and he kind of showed me the ins and outs of how to like mess around with a DAW on like Cubase, and how to program drums and how to make guitar sound really cool. And he kind of showed me how to like how to bring my ideas and structure them into song form, which was really helpful in my songwriting. And then on this album that we have now, we only have one song where we actually sat down and wrote a song together. And I think that was like one of our best work. Mm-hmm. So I think the biggest difference between this last album that we're sitting on and what we're going to be doing next is I think it's going to be a much more collaborative effort.
Awesome.
We're going to have our own flavors, like kind of raw in the practice room come out. It's going to be a lot more of that, I would say.
Hey, I like it, man. You know, I like the constant change, and when every musician gets to collaborate, I think it keeps the music fresh and it keeps it from getting stale. You know, because I'm not saying that it's not bad for a band to have like one songwriter, but I do enjoy it when everybody gets to collaborate, because you never know what you're gonna come up with. You know, and usually the flavor sticks around regardless. You know, but you know. I like taking risks myself.
Yeah, you should.
I do have to say that a lot of the work that's been put in has been Forrest and Cody. So me, Travis, and Brady, you know, we're essentially stepping into this after most of it's been done, and the real artistic vision has been from Cody and Forrest, and just listening to the stuff that they've put together thus far, and like how good it sounds now has been getting me and Brady just so stoked to love it, you know? And I mean, like, any chance I have to add to it, and then Brady in the same way, you know, I mean, again, in the practice space, like, you hear new things that come out in these songs that have been here for, I guess, a while at this point. It's I don't know. There's like a magic to it. It's really nice. Mm-hmm. Throwing the occasional off.
Have you guys been able to get together and rehearse any of your new music?
We did a couple weeks ago, but we took a couple weeks break just because of quarantine and stuff and trying to follow rules. But we have been practicing nothing but new stuff. So all the Every Rise stuff that we played for, you know, the 2 years it's been out now, we're dropping that for the time being and focusing on the new stuff.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, we have a couple shows, hopefully, that don't get canceled in June. And if those end up happening, everything there is going to be completely new stuff. And so everyone will kind of get a new taste of what Seas is. And I guess going off of your original question about like what it's going to sound like, we decided to do this. I don't know if you saw the teaser at all, but we did this Hot Girl Bummer teaser, and that's going to be coming out super soon. That is kind of in a way, I guess a shift, and kind of like here's what the new Seas is kind of leaning towards. And you're going to kind of hear a lot of like the guitar work that Cody's been doing that he's gotten so much better at. We're trying to add a lot more flair and fun to our music.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, bro.
Yeah, actually, we want people to mosh so their heads down, but we want them to sing along. We want them to party as well. It's like, it just, I don't know.
No, I know exactly what you mean, dude. You know, I mean, I think musicians, they can write like a real awesome technical album, but you know, at the same time, us musicians, like, we're entertainers as well. you know, and we want to get the crowd going. We want them to have a great time, you know, and I think that's what makes a lot of like people like Freddie Mercury, you know. Not only was Freddie Mercury one of the best singers on the planet, but dude, that guy had moves. He made the crowd move. So dude, I'm totally on board with what you guys are trying to do.
Hey, Omar, what do you play?
Me?
Yeah.
Like video games? That's a tough question, dude.
No. Musically, man, come on.
I know. I'm trolling you, dude. I don't know. I play guitar. I play, and then I was a vocalist second. I played lead guitar for 16 years for bands. I usually just got hired on, and they'd be like, "All right, guitar solo over everything, and just do leads." You know, like I never really learned the songs like rhythm wise. They're like, just play leads, rewrite all the guitar solos our other guitar player wrote. But now in Insanity's Reign, we're a 4-piece, and I'm doing vocals and playing guitar. So.
Oh, it's so cool, man.
How do you feel about were you ever in like a 5-piece and then go to a 4-piece?
Dude, honestly, I've never have. And it's a big responsibility being able to play and sing at the same time, but not take away talent from like my guitars, because like, you know, I've been writing music according to my vocals, so that way I'm able to sing fluidly and not diminish any of my vocal skills as well. But I'm really trying to get to that next level where I could play and sing at the same time. So I've been playing like blindfolded a lot and like just trying to sing stuff and get stuff right. I know it's totally that karate stuff, and I've been taking classical guitar lessons every Sunday just because like I just like theory. I think like I know a lot of awesome musicians that don't know theory, but what I like about theory is that like it kind of gives you like a level playing field to like coordinate where your writing's at, you know, because I know like certain scales don't have to be with certain scales and certain notes don't have to be with certain notes, but it's almost it's kind of like I know how to fix a car, but it's nice to know what I'm fixing.
For sure.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
recognize the patterns.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice to know like the language of the patterns that you recognize.
Yeah, true. And, you know, and plus if I ever play a big show and there's like 3 awesome guitar players that are like completely on a different level than me and they're talking all this theory, I'd like to come in and be like, oh yeah, I concur, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What I've kind of found, like, from like us moving from a 5, because we've always been like a 5-piece and we've always rotated members. And now that we're a 4-piece, we have, I'm the only guitar player, and then we have Travis on the bass, so that's the only strings that we have. And then we technically do still have a 5th member, but it's just the computer now. And it's like, for me as a guitar player, like, the way that I kind of write guitar in like 2 parts usually. I write like guitar 1 and guitar 2, and guitar 1 and guitar 2 aren't necessarily rhythm guitar and lead guitar. Yeah. It's just one guitar is playing one thing and the other guitar is going to play another thing. And sometimes they'll match up, obviously. So but it's been kind of weird trying to figure out like how much the computer should play and how much I should be playing, because I should be able to play everything that the computer is playing. Yeah. I guess there's always been a stigma against too much guitar and backtracks, I guess, or just backtracks in general. A lot of purists, I think, still think that backtracks might ruin a band in a way. If that makes sense. Yeah, no.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I add to that a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
So with backtracking the rhythm guitar, essentially it's Cody on lead guitar and Robot Cody on rhythm guitar. You know, it all is like it's all live. It's all him writing the guitar. So I mean, the music comes across, I think, just about the same. Having a live rhythm guitarist is not something that would be necessarily impossible, but it's a lot easier to be a 4-piece in our current standings. In I guess like that. Yeah, I guess that's just what I have to say.
It is. Well, yeah, it's easier at the moment.
So when you guys play live shows, are you going to be backtracking with another guitar?
Yes,
that's kind of the plan right now. Yeah.
That is the plan for right now.
We always had just a rhythm guitarist, and that rhythm guitarist, you know, was Gio, and fuck, I love that guy. He was
Gio's still up in there. We love Gio.
Oh my gosh, love him.
His plan, like what we always told him was just go nuts. That's it. Just go nuts. And
he did it.
And he did it.
He climbed up the rafters.
Like half the time he wasn't even playing the guitar. He laid it off on the side somewhere and just went crazy. So for a long time, we really only had one guitarist playing anyways. So once we started backtracking that second guitar and playing with it, it gives it a lot more of a full sound. And Cody's still playing most of the time. It just pops in when like there needs to be that second part, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys cue in a backtrack? I'm always curious. Like, does the drummer have like an earpiece or, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Brady has in-ear, and he's got a click being fed to him the entire time. So it's his job to keep us all on time.
That's
and
awesome,
he's got
man.
ultimately the hardest job because of.
Dude,
thanks, buddy.
Does listening to the click in your ear ever throw you off?
Only when it's messed up. For instance, if it hits the click and then the one is actually on the two, but it's not the one.
Yeah, we're still kind of figuring out this whole backtrack click thing, because usually our old drummer, he had all of that handled himself, and he just knew about it, and we were all like, all right, you do your thing. So we kind of had to step up and figure out how to do it ourselves too now.
Hey, well, learning, gotta learn, man.
Gotta learn.
For the most part, it's going well though. Like the last couple practices have been just fire. Like it's just magic. It feels great, and we're so excited for people to hear us play again. All we want to do is play shows again, and the coronavirus has kind of stepped in the way of that, which is okay because we get to focus on other things, personal things, work, art, like our own personal projects and stuff.
Video games.
Yeah,
True.
So,
What do
hey.
you think about like all the numbers being thrown around for like when shows might be coming back?
Yeah, I know it keeps on getting pushed, and I honestly don't know. I think what's gonna happen is that they're gonna just bring up the limit like by each month, you know. So maybe they'll allow 50 people, and then like the next month they'll allow 200 people, and then like, you know, like later they'll actually allow like big venues and stuff. I think they're just gonna, you know, ease in, but I definitely know they're not just gonna open up shop.
Yeah, I think people might be pretty skeptical coming back, but at the same time, they want live music back really badly. I know I do.
Yeah, and you know what, dude? Honestly, like when people do come back, everybody's gonna be like a little cleaner. And there's actually other countries that actually have already been doing this before the coronavirus was out. You know, like there's countries where like people just want to be respectful and don't want to get other people sick. You know, not that we don't already do it here, but hey, you know, everybody's gonna have their hands clean, and it's pretty cool.
Very true. I agree.
I had just a quick question. Do you think that like once the coronavirus and the quarantine is sort of lifted, do you think that the local scenes are going to be coming back bigger than they were before?
Oh, bro. I think all the local scenes are going to be on a completely different level, skill wise and artistically wise. Dude, you know what's going on right now is that every online guitar shop and store, every single interface is sold out. Every single recording program is sold out. Like I went to go order like a SSL2, like this new interface that got released at NAMM. Everything is sold out and on back order. Everybody's recording, everybody's practicing, dude. and it's insane, dude. Like I'm seeing guitar players, singers, bass players, drummers, every instrument, everybody's stepping on a whole new level because you know, I feel like when you have shows and everything, you have something to look forward to. You know, so like you're kind of setting like the songs that you're practicing and rehearsing, but with so much downtime, dude, I'm doing nothing but practicing. So I think not only are the crowds at local shows are going to be bigger because people are hungry, but the musicianship is just through the roof, dude. And I can't tell you how many bands that already like had planned a EP release this year that are releasing another EP at the end of the year because there's so much downtime to record.
Oh, score.
You know,
a lot of good music after this.
No, it's intense, dude. And also because there's so much downtime, I see musicians coming out of the woodworks that haven't played music in years, and are like, all right, I'm not at work, I got a little bit of time, because like usually, like especially like if you have a family, you're like, all right, I have my family, and then I have like my 9 to 5, and I have no time to practice or record or hang out with the boys, and you're just like, all right, now I can hang out with the boys a little bit and practice one. No, actually, you can't really hang out because of the COVID thing, but you know what I mean. Like there's a lot more practicing, dude. So honestly, like this local scene is just gonna get fierce, dude. Like, dude, it's like
I hope so.
Oh yeah, dude, it's like a bunch of border collies turned into a bunch of pit bulls, dude. Like it's awesome, dude.
We're stoked for it, man. We can't wait.
I have a border collie pit bull.
Hey, they're awesome.
And a pit bull.
I got a Chihuahua mixed with Terrier, but I guaranteed beat up your pit bull. I'm just kidding, dude.
It's a big baby.
It's like a foot tall.
That's my girlfriend.
Yeah, we do have a band dog, and she's Bailey, Cody's dog. She's amazing.
If you ever saw our music video, Breathe.
Yeah, the dog in the truck.
That's my dog. That's Bailey.
Yeah, that's a cool dog, man.
She's beautiful. She's actually waiting inside for me to give her some lovin's when this is all over.
So I got a question, and this is something like I think about like when you introduce new members in a band. So what are the type of goals that you guys have for next year? Because I know like a lot of things that break up bands is usually when like the goals of everybody isn't aligned, and people aren't trying to go certain directions that other members are going. So what are you guys trying to do for next year? Like, because this year is kind of like it's hard to plan tours, it's hard to really do anything because I know promoters aren't really like trying to book anything right now just because it's risky financially. But what are some of the goals you guys are trying to achieve next year? Like, are you guys trying to do a bunch of shows? Are you guys trying to tour? What's going on?
Well, to some extent, we're trying to get this new music out there because we really think it's the best stuff we've ever done, and we're very excited for it, and we really just want people to hear it. That's our main goal.
That's awesome.
It may be hard at times, but that's kind of like our main goal. We just want people to hear us.
And like the last couple years that we were a band and doing stuff together, I think we focused not necessarily too much, but we focused a lot on the live show, on the going out there and meeting people. Because I mean, I don't know why, it's always been just a shared passion of all of us, is like going out, meeting new people, making friends. And we've never cared if it's 10 people at a show or 100. It's just so much fun going out there. And we kind of got addicted to that life in a way.
Oh, yeah.
We started to focus less on the songwriting process and getting content out there, and more so on the just touring aspect of things. So this quarantine is not at all a good thing, but in a way it caused us to slow down and focus more on our virtual side, and the people that we don't get to see too much, start giving them some content to play at home and share that with everyone. So I mean, we like what Travis was saying, we're super stoked for this new music. Been grinding away hard at getting back on our feet, and also giving you guys and giving everyone, all our listeners, like what they've been asking for over a year now,
Yeah.
And me personally, one of the things I've had happen is I've been through some rough things. Everybody has, and music's pulled me out of a lot of dark holes. And I've noticed a lot of the lyrics and songwriting just in this album that's about to drop. It talks about a lot of really deep and meaningful subjects, and I think it's possible that it could help a lot of people come out of similar dark holes.
Dude, that's beautiful, dude. I think that's some of the best music, honestly. So again, you're listening to Separating the Seas from Bend, Oregon, here on the Metal Mixtape on KSKQ, Southern Oregon, and around the world. So, dude, it's been awesome talking to you guys. So I'm gonna get into like a couple final fun questions, just so we can mix it up. We can mix it up a little bit. First off, this one's like, I guess it's kind of funny, but not really. But so you guys have been playing video games, right?
I'm trying to.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm a pretty hardcore gamer, dude. I mean, not so much anymore as I used to ever since I had my baby boy. But I used to put in like 2,000 hours a year on Diablo. Then I put in like 1,600 hours in on League of Legends, and I still play League of Legends to this day. And yeah, like I love the 5v5 PvP format. So
For sure.
my girlfriend's out of town for the next couple of days, so I'm definitely gonna grind out some hours on that. So so for the gamers on the call, what are you guys playing?
Okay, I gotta take this. Okay, so I used to play League religiously.
So did I. I used to play League as well.
To the point where
Okay. Okay, cool.
eventually was a motivation for me to get back into music because it started to become somewhat of an obsession. But I still play games. Okay, so the games I typically enjoy the most are 2D platformers. So Ori and the Blind Forest, the new Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and the game I've been playing just religiously recently has been Hollow Knight.
Okay.
I have a Nintendo Switch, and Hollow Knight came out with all the DLC on Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I've been grinding out that game, going through all the DLC before I actually finish it. I think it might be one of my favorite games of all time. I'm a really big Zelda fan.
Oh yeah.
And like, I think, sort of cliche, I would say Ocarina of Time is my favorite game of all time. Breath of the Wild.
Oh
being
yeah.
a close
Oh
second
yeah. Oh
because
yeah.
of how vast the scope is in that game. And
Mhm.
I've come back to that game almost 3 times just in 2019, so I guess like last year. And I just played that. Aside from that, I play a lot of rhythm games.
Okay.
So there's this game called Osu,
Uh-huh.
and it's an open platform, so anybody can download it for free and download any song you want for free, and it has several different like modes.
Yeah.
But it's basically Japanese Guitar Hero on the computer.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I play that a lot, and then thirdly, I play a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on Steam.
Dude, honestly, I sometimes feel like this is like a risky question because like I feel like we can probably have another 30-minute interview just about gaming.
Yeah.
So just quick side note to add on what you're doing. I've been Ocarina of Time a bunch of times, and what I do nowadays is that I'll have like the mod on my computer, so I'll just like I'll start off the game with every item just because I've already beaten it so many times that I just like to troll it. So I'll start off with like every item, and I think one of the old games I still play a lot is like the Pokemon Emerald, like on my phone, just because like I've been doing the whole thing where like I want to beat the whole game with one Pokemon. And my favorite Pokemon in the whole game is Raichu, so I just try to thunder everybody and just see if I could beat the game. But it usually never works just because somebody earthquakes me or hyper beams me, and then all my other Pokemon are level 10. All right, this question can go on for days, honestly. I gold rank support. What was your highest rank in League? Quick question. Quick side one.
Okay, so I got to Silver 1.
Oh, dude. I'm happy you quit.
Very quickly went back to bronze.
Man.
So that tells you how bad I was.
Man.
I got to Silver 3.
I smash on you fools.
Who's your man?
Oh well, I was
what lane and what champion?
I was a Zyra support, but I'd play Zyra, Thresh, Blitzcrank, or Braum. But I was in the top 3% of warding, and I was in. Let's see, my Maokai support was top 16% in the world.
That's crazy.
Gosh darn, you guys are wild. I felt like a nerd. Are you kidding me? I felt like a nerd because I played 3 hours of 8-ball pool on my phone.
No,
are you kidding?
I'm genuinely impressed because League is, I don't know, it's not easy.
I couldn't play because of the community. Like, I had so much fun playing it.
It's an awful community, dude. All right.
I laughed because of that game.
All right.
I watched my brother play it once.
All right. So let's see. We've had about probably a 35-minute interview so far. So I'm gonna ask a final question, Everybody take about a minute to answer it, and then we're gonna sign off. You tell me your contacts, everybody, to find out where to find Separating the Seas from Bend, Oregon. What's the biggest fail you've ever had on stage? Whether it be in you forgetting the lyrics, you getting too drunk, equipment malfunction. Starting with Forrest, what's the biggest embarrassment you've ever had on stage?
I'm gonna take this one first because everyone's already looked at me thinking it.
All right, let's hear it.
On my birthday in our hometown, my very first hometown show was Separating the Seas. There was a ton of my friends and also a ton of people there to support us. Like, it was a huge show. Bend always throws down, but this was one of our biggest ones. This was during a tour, and we opened, I don't know how much you've heard of Every Rise, Every Fall, like the album, if you know it by heart or stuff, but we opened there. And that song, like, I started out with like a screaming intro.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's like big subwoofers in the front, and then there's a gate in front of it. So I jumped up on them, and I started getting the crowd to like jump and go crazy.
Yeah. And
once the drop hit, so I started running around on the speakers, and I thought there was 6 of them.
Oh,
and
no.
there was only 5 of them. So this is within the first 30 seconds of our opening, like our opener. I tripped, and I fell like 4 feet off the stage, and I landed on this like big bolt or whatever. And so like the whole crowd was cheering, and the instant I hit the ground, they just went silent.
Oh my gosh.
I got up so fast, and like I was just seeing people laughing their butts off and stuff. It was just, I don't know. That was probably my most embarrassing moment. I still get people in Bend like heckling me, going, "Don't fall off the stage."
That was perfect timing too.
All right.
It was the worst time.
All right. Let's switch over.
What?
Most embarrassing, I had no, like, I couldn't hear at all what was going on with any of our, like, other instruments. The onstage sound I couldn't hear, and I was trying to sing the opening to Rest, and I sang completely out of tune. And then at the end of the show, we were talking to a vocal coach, and I was like, "Oh, it's a vocal coach, man! I'm starting to get into vocals. I really like that." And I asked, like, "Oh, how did like I sound when we were on stage?" And she just kind of laughed and was like, "You need some."
Wow.
I remember that. That was in Portland.
Oh, yeah, it was. Burn.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
I'm not super foreign vocals anymore, I promise.
No, you're going to have some more vocals, Travis. You're pretty good. You're actually a really good vocalist.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to your solo project.
Hey.
I think the biggest fail that I had was I had a little bit too much White Claw before a show in Boise. You know how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
White Claw. So we were going crazy, and then my strap block broke. So I didn't, and the nut came completely out of my guitar, so it stripped it. So we had to drill a new hole. But for that show, I just played without a strap and just kind of like threw my guitar on the stage and just kind of went crazy. It was a lot of fun. That was the biggest fail, though. I wouldn't say that I played very much guitar that night.
That's funny.
Animatronic.
That's funny.
So me and my brother, we grew up playing music together, and I still think my biggest fail is a Seas related incident.
It follows us around.
It was. So what was it, about a year ago? Austin, Texas. So they were touring. They showed up in Austin, Texas, and I drove 8 hours to see them live. And halfway there, my brother, he messages me. He's like, "Hey, man, you want to get on stage and do a song with us?" I said, "Yeah." He sends me a demo for a song that never made it to an album, but it was pretty decent. So I spent the 4 hours remaining on the drive learning that song, not even looking at the road, allegedly. And so I learn it, and I'm sitting there screaming the vocals that I was trying to learn. Get there, meet up with them, get on stage, do my warm up. Time to play the song. Hop on stage. 2 minutes in, I blow my voice out.
Oh no!
I'd done vocals. So I was sitting there whispering into the microphone with all of my might.
Man,
That was fun. That was a fun show.
That's awesome. Did we go? We went through everybody, right? I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So, again, you're listening to Separating the Seas from Bend, Oregon here on the Metal Mixtape on KSKQ in Southern Oregon and around the world. Guys, it was so awesome talking to you guys. I'm so excited for your new music. And please let the listeners know where they can find out more about Separating the Seas.
Yeah,
Find us on Facebook.
you find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, find us on Twitter. Twitter's the only one that's different. It's the Seas Official, but you can find us at Separating the Seas on Instagram and Facebook. And any streaming platform about it, we are on there.
Hey, do you guys tweet? Do you guys actually on there?
Yes.
I think Twitter's weird. It's really weird. Twitter's like one of those things where you got to be famous already to be on it.
Yeah, because you know what? With Twitter, like, I got a Twitter for Insanity's Reign, but the only reason I got Twitter was because when you know how it is when you're trying to like apply for like some big shows with national acts, they require you to have a Facebook, an Instagram, and a Twitter. So I wasn't gonna leave that blank. So I was like, all right, like I don't want to not be chosen for the show because we don't have a Twitter and another band has a Twitter. So I literally went and made a Twitter immediately so I could fill out every column on this application.
If you want to get like a couple Twitter followers, just like @Trapped and ask them.
Oh yeah.
They have, and then you should get a couple followers from that.
I've been thinking of doing that. So I do all the social medias, and I wasn't going to worry about Twitter too much, but I've noticed that there is a select amount of people that prefer Twitter over Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
I don't like it, but we've already got our Instagram and Facebook have always been booming. Twitter's really small, but the people that do follow us on there, I never see on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah,
so
it's weird.
I like to keep those guys updated as well. And slowly but surely, our numbers have been growing. So I think you just have to plug away at it just like you do anything else.
For sure. Well, hey, guys. Go ahead.
I was going to plug my Instagram, Travis_Klopp. I post a lot of my solo stuff as well as a link to my SoundCloud on there.
Awesome. Anybody else want to plug in anything else?
Get me at only. Wait. Get me at OnlyFans, Cody C. Sauce.
All right.
Grandma.
All right, guys. Well, you're listening to Separating the Seas from Bend, Oregon, here on the Metal Mixtape. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show. Tomorrow, we're going to upload this interview on Facebook, so all your family and listeners that didn't listen tonight can listen to it. Thank you so much for making some time. You guys are freaking cool. This was an awesome interview. I always enjoy an interview where the people on the other side are always joyful and happy and just ready to go, and you guys sound pumped, and I know you guys are going to crush this year. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having us, man.
All right, you guys have a good night, all right?
You too, buddy.
Peace.
Talk to you later.
Appreciate it.
Have a good night.
And that was Separating the Seas here on the Metal Mixtape. Those guys are so awesome. I'm so excited for the new music. And we are 11 minutes past the hour, and we're going to be playing music all the way till midnight. It's so awesome. I'm so excited. We're going to be playing music. Ah! Yeah, that was my excited